Broadcasting live from Studio A of WDWL TV, located on Grumpy Vulture Boulevard. And my studios, just in case you ever want to visit, are on Grumpy Old Man Road. And we are a division of Grumpy Vulture Productions. Take your bow. All right, look at the camera. We're looking the wrong way. Camera's that way. That way. Okay. Today, Grumpy's gonna talk greed and price gouging in America. Now, I have no qualms with someone making a little profit. You know, like my grandfather always used to say, he would rather make a little bit of money on a lot of people than a lot of money on a little bit of people. And it makes total sense. Case in point. Let me get something. Okay, today I received my fuel pump kit for my 97 RAV4. Okay, I'm going to show you. We got clamps and tank filters, a little piece of hose to connect the pump, and the fuel pump itself. Right there. There is the fuel pump. Hard to believe this little thing puts out 160 pounds per square inch. But there it is. There's the pump, okay? Now, I purchased this kit from a supplier down south that is a major importer of Toyota parts. As a matter of fact, he's got a big, huge warehouse down south. And he supplies these parts, not only retail, but he sells wholesale to the 3 auto parts stores that I called to get the price on this kit. So, you get the picture now. He buys right from Japan, 100% Toyota parts. No knockoff, none of this crap, Authentic Toyota parts. This fuel pump is actually on the assembly line in the Toyota factory. Well, not this one, but back in 97 it was. Well, not this pump. Just saying. This pump in 97 would have been on the assembly line. They would have assembled the pump and the sending unit, that whole big unit. Then it would have gone into the gas tank, car go down the assembly line, gas tank goes in. Get the picture. He sold me this at dead cost. Because I called him. Because I couldn't believe the price on eBay. And he said, hey, you're talking a 27-year-old vehicle here. I don't get a lot of calls for 27-year-old fuel pumps. Now, this isn't 27 years old for a 27-year-old vehicle. So he says, I got to make room in the warehouse. I got parts for 2025s and 2026s already coming in. I don't need to have a bunch of 1997 Toyota RAV4 fuel pumps taking up space. Now, dead cost, $16.95, and he shipped it for free. So he didn't make no money on this because he had to pay for shipping. Just say it. Wholesale price, $16.95. You saw what that pump consisted of. Needless to say, the 3 auto parts stores that I deal with were all in the area of $70 for that kit. Now, I don't mind, a little profit. You buy it for $16.95, and then you gouge me at $70. Now, yeah, they got, overhead. They got, employee wages. Well, that's part of overhead. But you know what overhead is. You know what I mean. They've got expenses. But they're not selling just one part. They're selling millions of parts. But you get a pump for $16.95, and then you mark it up to $70, and you hold that price. Now I could see $70, like if you were buying it in 2005. But this is 2024. The vehicle's 27 years old. You're going to hang on, you're going to grab me by the nuts. Just to get your almighty buck. You could have marked it down to $50 and you're still making money. But no, you got to keep it at $70. And this is across the industry, friends. Not just auto parts. Everything. When I found out what it costs Apple to make an iPhone, I almost fell out of my chair. That iPhone that you're paying $900 to $1,100 for? It cost Apple $150 to make that phone. Now that's just to make the phone. Yeah, they gotta package it, they gotta ship it, they gotta distribute it. $150 and $200 for an iPad. Talk about price gouging. Holy yuck. Jesus. But people, they don't care. I know somebody that has one of them eyeless phones that every time a new one comes out, they run and buy it. Now, yeah, they have a trade-in program. The phone's only a year old, and it's gently used. But just saying, when the iPhone 15 Ultra Pro Max, whatever, the top of the line phone came out, my friend ran right to the iPhone store. Oh, here's my old phone, give me the new one. And when the iPhone 16 comes out, same thing. And they always get the top of the line, the Pro Max Ultra, whatever they call it. And they're using it for a phone. It's not like, they're doing photojournalism. They need that ultra high resolution camera. No. But it's one of these things like, oh, you don't have the iPhone 15 Ultra Pro Max Godzilla phone? Oh, you're a peon. I got mine. They introduced it yesterday. There it is. That's the way that, yeah. It's one of them, gotta have it. I buy Androids. I don't need that iOS system, that fancy. Plus, I can't afford an eyeless phone. Jeez. I'll tell you. I have a Motorola Moto G Stylus 5G, okay? It's the 2023. Got it? I bought it direct from Motorola. Now, it's a limited edition, cosmic green, fancy color. One day I'll take it out of the case and I'll show you. I didn't need it. I just thought the color was cool. Motorola was trying to get rid of them. Brand new, right from Motorola. $175. Brand new. Dead cost. Because they wanted to get rid of them. See, that cosmic green, it didn't really go over like they thought it would. So they, get rid of them. We don't want them hanging around. Direct from Motorola, brand new. Still in the box. Does the job. That thing does probably 99% of what the iPhone 15 Pro Ultra Godzilla Max does. I don't understand. I just don't understand why people pay that kind of money for a phone. Now, I could see if it was, like all the photojournalists and all the reporters for all the TV stations, they all have them iPhone, 15 Pro Max, Godzilla, Ultra, Super Duper, because they use them to do news reports. Sometimes they'll send a reporter out, go film it with your phone. I mean, that's how good the phones are. I'm not going to knock their camera system. But sometimes a reporter will go out, they'll film, they'll write the story, and they'll send it to the station. Now, they can justify paying that kind of money. But for the average person, just because I want the best, the top of the line. Well, what are you going to use it for? Well, let's see. I'm going to make phone calls. I'm going to send some text messages. I'm going to be on instant graham cracker and bra strap snatch and, talk tick. Maybe I'll take some pictures. Maybe a movie. I'll do some video. To pay $1,000 for a phone to do that? A friend of mine's daughter is in one of these high school cliques. Oh, I remember them back when I was in high school, but they weren't as bad as they are today. And they all got the eyeless phones, And I remember her daughter coming home from school one day, crying her eyes out, Here we are. 15-year-old. Oh, Mom. My clique everybody has the iPhone 15, and I still got a 14. Now, what her mother should have said was, so what? It's a phone. You can call me, you can text me, you can send me a picture. But no. Are they really making fun of you? Oh, yeah, Mom. Oh, God. I'm being ostracized because I'm the only one in our group that still has the 14. All right, get in the car. I'll get my purse and my credit card. We'll go right to the iPhone store. Thank you. And they go right out to Crockpot Park, into the Eyeless phone store. My daughter needs a... really? Oh, Click. Oh, she's in a Click. Oh, hang on. What color do you want? We got, they're all the new matte colors. Gray, pink, blue, green. Oh, gee. Let me think. Susie has the pink. Janie has the blue. No gray. Oh, we can't do gray. No. Okay. Do you have yellow? Cream? Oh, I'll take the matte cream. Okay. Get to the cash register. That'll be $1,100.43. I'd have been like, oh, I need CPR. Nope. Here's my credit card. Gotta make my daughter happy. Here's my credit card. Yeah. Then, of course, next morning, before school, look at me. I'm back in the Click. I got my iPhone 15 Pro Ultra Max Deluxe in matte cream. Oh, you're the only one in the Click that has matte cream. Oh, you're going to be special. Until somebody else comes in with matte cream, and then, yeah. And that's the way it is. She had to have the best eyeless pod. She had the best iPhone. Got to have the best iPad because everybody in the Click. Otherwise, you'll be ostracized. Oh, wait a minute. You got the newest iPod and you got the newest iPhone, but oh, wait a minute. Your iPad's a year old. Got to handle that. And then she goes home. Mommy! Now what? My iPad. Oh, Jesus. Get in the car. I'll get my credit card. Out to the Eyeless phone store out at Crockpot Park. They'll have the same sales girl. Weren't you here yesterday? Oh, yes, we were. Well, something wrong with the phone? No. Something wrong with the iPod? No. Oh. And they both say it at the same time. iPad. Come on in the back. We'll take care of you. Here's the latest edition of the iPad. There you go. $1,500? Oy vey. Yep, here's my credit card. Yep. If I didn't see it with my own 4 eyes, I wouldn't have believed it. But I did. And friends, this goes on across, not even across America, around the world. You think that they don't have Clicks in the English schools? Or the Swedish schools? Yep. It goes on worldwide. worldwide. That's why Apple makes a godzillion million dollars a year. Because of the clicks. Now, Apple isn't run just on business from the clicks, but a lot of it contributes. And, you know, you go into every business, and every business has got Apple products. Look at the hospitals. Doctors walking around now with iPads instead of clipboards. Paramedics, iPads. You go into a clothing store. Now, there's the clerk checking off the iPad to order merchandise. No, not every business has, eyeless products, but just saying. I've seen it. And Apple is one of the biggest price gougers around. Here, I'm bitching about the auto parts store. Did you ever? Hang on. I have to light my Louis Ducat. Sometime, go on the Apple website, and they have a section, build your own computer. Just for shits and giggles, one day, I decided, all right, I'm going to build a computer with the maximum specs. The biggest hard drive, the biggest memory, the best GPU. That computer, priced out at over $3,000. I could have gone to Lenovo and paid like $1,400. But no. Because it was a Mac. As soon as you put that Mac, at the end it's dollar signs. M-A-C, dollar sign, dollar sign, dollar sign. I don't understand. What is so special? It's a computer. Now, I have to admit, Apple does have some kick-ass software. Like their movie editing programs. I mean, they use some of them movie editing programs in Hollywood. But you're paying for the operating system because the components are all made in China. The same component that's going into that Mac is going into, the HP, or I don't even know how many different computers there are anymore. Back in the 70s, oh my God, everybody was building a computer. Today, I'm not up on the brand new ones. But the same components. You think that, these are just for Apple. No. The same circuit board that's going in that Mac is going into a Lenovo. So where do they justify the price? Part of it's the operating system, yeah. I have to admit, Apple has some kick-ass stuff. Like when they came out with GarageBand. Oh my God. Everybody I knew had to have an iPad with GarageBand on And their film editing programs, their movie maker is kick-ass. But for the average person like me, I'm not going to use that shit. Of course, you don't see no Apple products here. Everything of mine is basically, bargain discount or refurbished. Like my new computer. It's refurbished. To me, it's new. My monitor here, it's brand new. It was reduced in price because they wanted to get rid of them. That's how I find this stuff. I love this Samsung monitor. I really do. But the only thing I use it for is this. My YouTube. That's it. Because I want nice, crystal clear, brand, Same thing. The desktop. The only programs it has is the Windows software and what's contained in the Windows software, Gargle, and Prism. That's it. I don't need anything else. Now, I have to admit, I've been getting a little notice now and then. My GPU, again, another GPU that isn't up to par. So I went on my favorite eBay, and I went on the site that I buy most of my components from. Because the guy knows me, and when I email him with a question, he gets right back to me. And I said, hey, I just got this refurbished. Dell Inspiron 660. 8 gigs of RAM, max. A Tyrannosaurus Byte hard drive. A 3.0 gig processor. I need to bump up the GPU. So he says, okay, what are you running? I said, Prism, Studio Live. He says, all right, I'll get back to you. And what he did, he went in and he looked to see what specifications were needed in order to run Prism in my computer. And he came back and went, yeah, we got to bump up your graphics card. I figured. Just what I need. More expense. He says, but you're lucky. I said, oh? He says, yeah. I just got a shitload of desktops in off lease. I said, yeah. He says, half of them have the graphics card that you need. I said, yeah. I'm going to have my technicians test them all out. And when I get a good one, I'll let you know. It's okay. That was yesterday. This morning, I get an email. Call me as soon as you get this email. Well, I had to wait. He's out on the West Coast. So I called him, and he said, you aren't going to believe this. I said, I've heard that before. He goes, no, you're not going to believe this. He says, I got 10 computers that came in off this lease. Now he said, I actually got 500 off lease. But this group of 10 are still in the box. They were spares. They've never been used. I said, yes. I'm going to make you a deal. I'm going to pull one of these graphics cards, which I know are brand new, and I'm going to ship it to you. I said, well, I'm sure you want me to pay for it first. He goes, well, yeah, I'm not sending it for free. I said, oh, brand new graphics card. How much? I'm going to make you a deal. How about $19.99 and free shipping? Holy yatchafuck, I almost fell out of the chair. I said, how much is this graphics card brand new? $175? And you're going to sell it to me for $20? He goes, well, I'm not going to sell all of them for $20, but you're such a good customer, I'll give you a break. You want it? I said, wrap it up and ship it. Here's my PayPal. And it's on the way. Now it's coming from California, so it's going to take a couple of days. But that will solve my graphics card problem. But see, here's another thing that the average American public doesn't do anymore. They don't shop around, and they're not loyal. Now, I've been buying from this guy for like 5 years. I already told him, when I need something, I go to you first. If you don't have it, I go somewhere else. But 99.9% of the time, he has it. Because being a loyal customer, he goes out of his way to find what I need. Same thing with the auto parts. The guy knows me. I buy from him constantly because I get a good price, like with the spark plugs for the RAV4. Now, I already told you this story. The oil cylinders, hang on a minute. The oil seals in the top of the cylinder head are leaking. Not tremendously bad, but they oil soak the spark plugs. I don't have $1,800 to do a reseal job on this head for a $400 car. So every 6 weeks, it needs spark plugs. If I call the auto parts store, I get NGK because that's what they recommend for Toyota, this engine. If I call the auto parts store, 4 spark plugs. You know what a spark plug is? About this big. 4 spark plugs at the auto parts store. Store A, $62. Store B, $66. Store C, $69. For 4 stinking spark plugs. My Toyota parts supplier, $14.95 and free shipping. So as soon as I put a set of spark plugs in the car, I call it and I order 4 more. Because almost like clockwork, every 6 weeks, sputter, sputter, cough, cough. It needs new spark plugs because they're oil fouled. It's cheaper for me to put in 4 spark plugs every 6 weeks than to spend almost $2,000 on a $400 vehicle. And it only takes me like 15 minutes. I got it down to a science. But see, we go back to the loyalty. He's not going to gouge me because I'm loyal. Not saying that he's going to, somebody else calls and he's going to gouge them. But, he's ordering hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of parts. So he can afford to take a hit here and there. And he takes the hit with a loyal customer. That's another thing today. There's no customer loyalty. Not like back in my day. And my parents' day. And my grandparents' day. I told you yesterday about my grandfather and the West Side Market. He was loyal to his suppliers, and they were loyal to him. Because first of all, if they needed something repaired, 99% of the time, Grandpa could fix it. Most of the time it was switches and plugs, a little bit of wiring. And the hardware store was right across the street. So he would take, one hand washes the other. He would take care of them, then they would take care of me. Because Grandpa wouldn't take anything. No, he wasn't that type of person. But did I get the stuff? Those 3 famous words. He's my grandson. Oh, yeah. Go to yesterday's stream. You'll get the whole story. Well, that and the way they bought cars, but it was. I think of it today. And it's hilarious because it was the same thing every single Saturday. The game. Now, I don't know if they were just making me and Grandpa feel good, but it was hilarious because of the game. It made it fun to, I not only had fun, I know my grandfather had fun, and I'm sure all the vendors had fun. Because as soon as we'd come up to a stand, it was like a script. Hi, Joe. Hi, Claire. Joe, who's that with you? It's my grandson. Oh, really? Oh my God! They acted like it was the first time they ever saw me. Really? Oh, wait a minute. Here's 5 pounds of Smokies. Grandpa says you're a good boy. He talks about you all the time. Now, I never asked. Now, I'm sure he mentioned me. But being there every single Saturday morning, what could he say? So in the beginning, I'm sure, he really talked a lot about me. So they knew. But they played the game. And it was hilarious. Because I would come home with a shitload of produce and meat and, oh, God, you name it. And then Grandma'd have a shit fit because she had a little refrigerator. She had to make room to put all this shit away. And same thing, when I'd get home, my parents would be like, oh, jeez, can't you guys just say no once? My mother would be like, the refrigerator's full, the freezer's full, you know, I gotta rent a meat locker somewhere to store all this shit. But every stand we went to, because maintenance didn't do shit down there at the market back in the day. I don't know what they're like now, but back in the day, that's all I ever heard. I called maintenance a week ago. You know, I still got 50 yards of electrical tape holding this cord together so that my scale works. They'd mention to Grandpa, oh, look at this cord. He'd measure. Okay, we need 3 feet of wire. We need a plug. We need some connectors. I'll be right back. He'd run across the street to the hardware store. Now, he was part owner of the hardware store. So, the items that he was taking across the street to the market weren't that expensive. But he never charged anybody. But he'd run across the street to the hardware store, gather everything up, come back, fix the cord. Where are you, Joe? It's on me. Don't worry about it. Then comes Saturday morning. We'd walk up to the stand. Hi, Eddie. Hi, Joe. How's that cord working? No problem, Joe. You took care of it. By the way, here we go, the game. Who's that young man standing next to you? It's my grandson. Really? And there we go. If it was the pork stand, it was spare ribs or pork chops. If we were at the beef stand, it was pot roast or steaks or ground meat. And if we were at the smoky stand, oh boy. Who's that with you, Joe? It's my grandson. Really? Barb, Tom, Joey, come on out front. Joe's got his grandson. They all run out front. Everybody looked really excited. Oh, wow. Your grandpa talks a lot about you all the time. He says you're a good boy. Barbara, give him about 30 pounds of Smokies. Here we go. Thank you. I think I'm going to fall over. Grandpa, catch me. And then it'd be on to the next stand. And more goodies. Now, I don't know if he fixed something every week at every stand that we went to. But boy, they sure acted like it. But times were different back then, too. People were more generous. They weren't looking at the bottom line. They were looking at making customers happy. You know, I remember, like, if we would go to the deli stand, whatever we wanted, whether it be like cooked ham or salami. They always would slice a bunch, go here. Try it, see if you like it. Now, been ordering it right along. Try it, see if you like it. It's good. I'm glad you gave me half a pound to try. You don't see that today. Although, I take that back. There's a grocery store in Lakewood that still operates this way. I'd mention the name, but this is useless tube, and I don't want to create any problems until I talk to them. But if I go back to the deli stand, no matter what I order, the guy slices some off and says, here, try it first. Okay, give me a pound. You don't see that today. But this is the way it is. The first time I went in to this store, I went back to the deli counter. And I started to order some lunch meat. And the guy was like, wait a minute. Sliced off a few here. Try it. See if you like it. Now, I've had it before, but... Oh, yep. Now, I was only going to get a half a pound. But you know, for his generosity and his customer service and taking me back to my childhood with, here, try this, I ordered a pound. Matter of fact, I ordered a pound of everything. I think I got 5 different items. I did a pound of this, pound of that, pound of this, pound of that. I didn't want that much lunch meat and cheese. But it was because of the way he operated the store. That deli counter took me back to my childhood. You don't see that today. Of course, we can't go back in time. I wish we could. Prices were a lot cheaper, I'll say that. But this one store, this one deli counter, took me back in time. Because it reminded me of when I was a little kid at the West Side Market. Now I've gone to several other delis. This is the only one that does that. And the one place I go, I was there 3 days after they opened. And they know I've been coming there for 46 years. You think they do that? No. But here, this little store in Lakewood, little deli counter. God, the counter's only got to be like 5 foot. It's not much of a deli counter. I mean, he's got, you name it, whatever lunch meat you want, whatever cheese you want. He's got them in the cooler in the back. But the counter itself is only a little thing. I go to order lunch meat, 3-4 slices here. Try it. I know what it tastes like. Try it. Okay. I'll take a pound. Okay. What else you want? Well, some of that veal bologna. They don't call it that now. It's Leona. I don't know where Leona and veal. I guess people were shocked. Veal! Oh! Okay, we'll call it Leona. I don't know where where they pull that name out of their ass, but I'll have some of that Leona bologna. 3-4 slices here. Try it. Okay. Give me a pound. What else? Some of that boiled ham. 3-4 slices. There you go. Try it. By the time I got out of there, I wasn't hungry. You know, I went in there to get lunch meat for lunch. By the time I got out of the store, I wasn't hungry anymore. But same thing. Let me have some of that white American cheese. I'm gonna try it. There you go. Okay. The only thing is, he doesn't carry a Limburger. I asked him, you carry Limburger cheese? He goes, oh. You know what? In a year, you're only the first customer that ever asked about Limburger cheese. Unfortunately, I don't carry it. I said, okay. But he said, I'll let you in on a little hint. I like it too. I go down the West Side Market for mine. I said, that's where we used to get ours. The cheese shop back in the corner? Yep, the cheese shop back in the corner. They still wrap it in the white butcher paper? Yep, they still wrap it in the white butcher paper. I will have to go down there. At least one stand will bring back memories. I know, by the way, is the bread stand still in the back? He goes, no. I think the rent got to be too much for him. I said to him, I grew up down there. He says, next time you come in, we'll talk about the market. I want to hear the stories. Oh, I can't wait to tell him the stories. Oh. But he's building up customer rapport. Not today. Today, all you are is a dollar sign. They don't want to know your name. Hey. Nope. Sad. Of course, times were different. It was fun, though. Every Saturday, it was fun. The surprised look. Oh, that's your grandson? Oh, really? Yeah. And it was, every Saturday. Very few times we didn't go to the market on Saturday, but every Saturday. It's not like they didn't know me. Every Saturday. But the game. I think my grandfather got a kick out of it. I really do. Really? Oh, yeah, the excitement on their face. Like I was covered in, $1,000 bills. Really? That's your grandson? And then it'd be like, oh, Grandpa talks about you all the time. You're such a good boy. Here's 5 pounds of Smokies. You want more? Come back. Okay, thank you. I always make sure I said thank you. That was another thing. You're such a polite young man. Yeah, I want more Smokies. I didn't say thank you. And Grandma found out, I'd get one up across the back of the head. How come you didn't say thank you? I'll remember. Can I have some ice for this bump? Yeah, Grandma ruled the roost. Grandpa wouldn't lay a finger on me. I was his pride and joy because I was firstborn and a grandson. So I was on a pedestal. I could do no wrong. Even if I did something wrong, Grandpa would be like, don't do that again. Okay, Grandpa, I won't. Grandma'd be like, "Pwah!" across the back of the head. Don't you know better? I do now. I think you fractured my skull. You're lucky I didn't take the top of your head off. She ruled the roost. You know all the other stories. We're not going to get into the car stories again, but go listen to yesterday's stream. You'll get the whole picture. And with that whole picture, I think I'm going to make myself a whole dinner. I'm having momofuku noodles. And then I'm having some spicy miso noodles. I'm in that Japanese mode tonight. I think I'm going to have the sweet and spicy momofuku noodles. Yeah. It's noodle night tonight. And with that, hopefully we don't have to do it in 3 takes like yesterday. We'll try one. I'll talk to you tomorrow.